So the squares here, this is the Mauna Loa Macadamia farm, and the Hershey's Candy Company just sold this. So yeah, we're gonna go up to about 3,000 feet off the ground. We're just over 2,000 feet up right now. Highest point of the island is 13,796 feet. So at that altitude it's cold, and that's one of the 3 places in Hawaii where snow is quite common. Matter of fact, there's snow on the mountain today. Unfortunately, it's obscured. Yeah, it's just kind of looking out the window. I mean, it's a gorgeous day. Beautiful day, weather's nice, everything's working out for us. But this represents rural Hawaii. It speaks to the true nature of the island of Hawaii. It's a farming island, that's what we do, farm. So fewer than 194,000 people occupy, this landmass, this large landmass. Has the lowest density of all the Hawaiian Islands. A couple items we're going to see today. One of them is the most recent events that you may have seen on TV or heard of on TV. Actually, there's 2 major events that have happened recently. One, last June, lava flows started kind of moving in this direction, from an area off our right all the way to an area just ahead off the nose. Small town was threatened, town of Pahoa. Second big event was a crater started to fill up in the Volcanoes National Park, one of the few areas you can actually access the volcano on foot. So one thing to keep in mind here, along the horizon you can see the landmass. Along the horizon there's little bumps. Each little bump is essentially a small volcano. All this land out here is the eastern slope of the Kilauea volcano. So you have little volcanoes that live on big ones here. The mountain erupts in these satellite locations, so no matter where you live, you can kind of argue that everyone's fair game or everyone's safe. It really depends on your take. But this eruption, the actual event itself, started January of 1983 and never stopped. And then there have been many changes to the eruption. The most recent was June of last year, June 27, almost a year ago. So that'll be the first thing we see. We'll see the damage from that change to the eruption. And we'll
special name for the lava, the way it flows, or is there special name?
There's 2 types. The stuff we're going to see here are known as Pahoa flows. And what lava does when it cools, it essentially freezes. It's releasing heat. The removal of heat, implies the freezing process, the cooling process. So depending on how the lava freezes, what it's doing when it cools, determines what the texture will look like. So if you think about a river, just think about a fluid water river. If you were to go freeze a river that's not moving, it's kind of stationary, the ice would be smooth, kind of waxy. It'll smooth across. If you were to freeze rapids, when water's going, let's just say class 5 rapids, you freeze those, your ice would be jagged, broken, fragmented in most cases. So the same thing happens with lava. If it's moving while it's cooling, it's going to be jagged and broken, whatnot, crumbs. If it's kind of dead, not moving anywhere, it'll leave behind this fluid texture. So you have these flows here that look like major events that came down and threatened this town. When in reality, what you're looking at are thousands of smaller flows that have come out of the ground and since solidified. So this is the community of Pahoa. Lava flows didn't reach this area, or 2 areas. Area off our nose till November, area back behind us until December. But this is the town that was threatened, the town of Pahoa. So you can see it just stopped shy of houses here. One around a couple, very lucky.
What year was this?
This was this year, or last year, 2014. And again, they create the illusion of 2 major flows, and you can argue that they were. It's just on the surface, when we came out to witness these, each flow was about 50 feet long, 3 or 5 feet wide. Look, from this vantage point, they look like snakes. But they would flow for a few minutes and die, another flow would break out and die, and this process was just continuous. So you always had something flowing somewhere. Today, the lava flows are flowing